desert of the real.
Ah, man, they got the boy Jonah, didn't they? Seemed like everybody wants a savage on the case. I'm back, man, again. Yeah, I know you didn't expect to see me again. But I opened up the inbox, told people to DM me stuff that you want me to react to, and I will. Don't really like to get into the life of people's personal life too much, but when the personal life's not personal anymore, I just want to offer a perspective more than anything. And I don't have anything, personally against these two. And yeah, you by now people know I'm a fan of Jonah Hill, but that wouldn't skew my feelings towards or my thoughts towards him being a misogynist. So yeah, man, Dr. Savage in the house, lights on, camera action. We're gonna get to it. Let's examine the evidence first of what they presented, and then I'll give you my views on it, man. Because all I see is misogynistic and controlling. And it could be true. There's a lot of guys out there who are like that. There's a lot of guys I know who are out there, some insecure dons and that. But also, there is a thing where men can just have, boundaries and views on certain things, just the way women can, and it doesn't make them anything. It's just anything. It's just what they believe in and what their morals align with. And if it doesn't align with it on your behalf, you can leave or not be with that person. Now, people are going to say this emotional abuse and all that stuff like that. I get it. That's a real thing. But let's get to it still. So, American actor Jonah Hill made headlines after his ex Sarah Brady seemingly talked about him in her Instagram stories, accusing him of being emotionally abusive in a series of Instagram stories posted on July 8th, 2023. The former partner of actors shared various screenshots from their conversations from the time they were in a relationship. And as you see, they're not in a relationship anymore. I'm pretty sure his new partner's pregnant, maybe. Bit weird to be sharing, ex-relationship stuff. And if it's one of those things where you have to get off your chest, or you want to help the new partner, or warn women against him, then you just send it to the new partner in a inbox. But yeah, let's move on from there. Let's see what the Instagram shots are. While Sarah did not directly name Jonah in her post, the screenshots of their conversation made it clear whom she was talking about. However, she also seemingly acknowledged that his behaviour stems from his own trauma, and added that he's not a terrible person. Okay, so fair enough on that. If it comes from trauma, why are you posting it online? But yeah, man, this is they'll see. So Sarah Brady's post: someone being emotionally abusive partner does not mean they're a terrible person. Often stems from their own trauma, and is at the same time, it doesn't mean it's okay. Okay, so she said, I don't know if that's her opinion on it or she knows something. She probably does if they were in a relationship together. Another post here from her. I'll read this out because obviously, for the visually impaired and that. While I never looked at it as a fairy tale right relationship, but more like a relationship with someone just as deeply flawed and beautiful as me. And definitely looked at it as the most complex relationship I've ever had. Yeah, it's totally helping me to share this way, so I don't have to fill in everyone individually, so I'm not alone in my perception of that relationship because of who he is. Just because people are how they are, people make assumptions. Okay, that's a fair statement, because if you just ask somebody to look at Jonah Hill from the outset, and people will probably base him off characters they've seen in movies of him because they don't know him individually. I'm a fan of him through movies and interviews and stuff, but I don't know the man personally. So that's a fair point that she's made there. I don't know about this filling people in though, because the relationship's over. So if it's your family, I'm pretty sure they know. And if it's your friends, they already know. The whole world doesn't really know to know unless he is actually abusive. And I need to see some evidence of that before you start accusing Donnies of it. You know what I mean? Because there's abusive, there's misogynistic, there's just being an idiot. You know what I mean? There's being a bit of a pig, there's being chauvinistic. Which one is it? Well, we'll see. She also shared a few other controversial screenshots where Jonah Hill was, okay, this is it. Where Jonah Hill was seen asking her to remove all pictures and videos of her surfing, as she's a surfing instructor. Okay, well, if that's the case and she's a surfing instructor, then don't agree with that. That's like, whatever work you're in, if that's part of the work, isn't it? She's gonna have to have pictures of that because it's how you market yourself. So, no matter that, Jonah. But again, you can refuse to be with the guy. I think the thing's gonna be if the boundaries came at the beginning of the relationship when they were in a courting stage or talking to each other, and he knew how she was gonna be, or she knew how he was gonna be. That's you out there, because once she gets emotionally invested and stuff like that, then I can guess that things start to become a little bit harder. And it's why I would employ everyone to be honest as you can at the beginning of a relationship. And don't get me wrong, don't give 100% of everything straight away, because if it's the beginning, you don't know how long it's gonna last. They're gonna know all your secrets and all your dark past or whatever and stuff like that. Throw it back in your face. Probably don't want that. But the important things like, do you want kids? Do you ever want to get married? Is this blah blah blah? Do you mind me doing this? That's probably important. So here are the screenshot what she put up, and it's from Jonah Hill's message. Let's see, man. He's he's put it in an absolute list. I bet you this is gonna look worse because it's written down, but I'll let you know. I think so. Plain and simple. If you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures of yourself, friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something. Okay, I'm not the right partner for you if these things bring you to a place of happiness. I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are just boundaries for my romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the way these actions have. Okay, okay. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I can see when it was sent, but I don't know how long they were together at this point. Because it says fuck it and then it's a screenshot. That's what she posted on Instagram. Let's address some of these. So surfing with men, listen, she's a surfing instructor. You're going to have to get over that because she's instructing men. You can't be a surfing instructor and stand on the beach while Don is in the water. So, but bear in mind, I caveat all of this with, if he said this already to her, and now he's just putting that in writing, because nobody's putting that in writing unless it's like a relationship agreement, which would be weird. But if he said this to her already, she has the out at the beginning, because I would say, nah, you're crazy. I have to surf with men. I'm a surfing instructor. Boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men. I think that goes without saying from both sides. Likelihood, you know what I mean? I'm not saying men and women technically can't have friendships. Everyone's relationship's different. But what I am saying is the inappropriate friendship probably means going to certain places where you wouldn't go. You know what I mean? Doing certain things that you do in a relationship and not with a friend. To model, well, if she's a model, then it is what it is. If she's not a model and you don't like that, that's fair enough. To post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, well, again, that just goes with the surfing one, innit? You know what I mean? But people do have boundaries on the way. They might want a more conservative partner. Some people might want, people to show off, whatever. I'm more of the opinion of, I think women can do exactly what they want. But also, just because I'm happy with women doing exactly what they want, because they should be able to, I'm allowed to say, I don't want to be in a relationship with you because these things don't align with how I would like my woman to be. And you can say the same thing. If you get with me and I'm a drug dealer or something, and all my drug dealing friends come around the house and stuff like that, you can easily say, I don't really want you chilling with them, or chill with them, but, do outside of the house and make sure you're not, you know what I mean? You can say that. Posting sexual pictures, yeah, most men, just from a male standpoint, most men ain't on that still unless you met her posting sexual pictures. And even then, you know what I mean? But it's one of those. Friendships with women who are... Yeah, the friendship with women one's kind of funny because I know what it means. He obviously knows something about her recent past that we don't know. And I don't think he's insecure, but he's probably going to make him think a certain way. But then again, you can't tell people who to be friends with. I'm guessing the lunch and coffee is how friends normally spend time with each other anyway. But I'm guessing if she's going on a girl's holiday, he doesn't want her with these friends, which, again, you can put it as misogynistic. I see it as boundaries, and if you don't like it, don't be with me. But if it's set in a way where you're saying the girl's deeply in love with you and you've let it happen first, and then 7 months down the line or something, you're like, yo, if you go out with this girl, I don't like it, and if you don't do this, I'll leave you, then it is emotionally abusive because you're basically offering ultimatums that you know she can't live with. She's going to end up isolated from her friends and such. But the last part is very important though, because he does say, if I'm not the right partner for you if you're not with these things. So to say he's controlling when you've agreed with something is kind of silly. You know what I mean? There's things in life where we know what the ulterior motive is, i.e. the C-19 virus. In England, they basically said, like, yo, you don't have to get the jab. You don't have to get the vaccine. But if you don't get the vaccine, you ain't going to none of these bars, none of these clubs, none of this. And they offered everything to do with entertainment that people enjoy. They basically said this. Or you don't have to, if you're my employer, you don't have to get the jab. You just can't come to work. That's a bit like, you know, the ulterior motive. But this is a relationship, so it has the choice. So I don't think, based on this, he's misogynistic at all. He just has boundaries, which everybody has. Most people don't write them down on a piece of paper. Most people don't write them down in a message. But the message was meant for her, not the rest of the world. So yeah, I'm not trying to tell people. Some people are swingers, and they let their other guys blow their missus back out and that. Hey man, I don't know. It's not about me agreeing with it. You're not my missus, but my missus ain't doing that. And if she is, that's someone else's missus. Obviously, that's how it goes. So I think people need to be careful throwing these misogynistic words around and that. People don't even know what it means. No one ain't picked up a dictionary thesaurus in a minute. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure misogynistic is literally strongly prejudiced against women. That's the simple definition of it. And he didn't sound prejudiced against women. He sounded like he has boundaries for this one particular woman. But he probably loves her, and she probably fits everything he wants in a woman. But these are the things that he... But you know, for her, if I seen that list based on what she already does as a surfing instructor, I wouldn't, and I was a woman, I wouldn't be with him because it just doesn't align. But that's what everybody has. So yeah, man, that's my take on it, man. You know what I mean? I could have been a bit more savage about it still, but I tried to be the grown-up thing. I thought it'd help a few people. I have especially a lot of young men watching these things, and I don't want them to be thinking that they're misogynistic or they should whatever, because all of a sudden people want to throw around words, the trigger word of the day. We had this in the week with the Kiki Palmer situation, which I think the husband probably could have handled the initial tweet a little bit better. But you saw people didn't want him to have boundaries either, and he had the same issue. It's exactly the same thing. The only issue I have with the whole thing is where the initial conversation happens. When did you let your partner know that this was a problem? Because it's not the woman's fault if you didn't let her know in the beginning. You basically let her be free to do what she wants, which you should anyway. And if it doesn't align with you, then move. But if you've waited, it's a bit snaky still. And the opposite way around, if you knew that like your boyfriend/husband or whoever didn't like this, and then you go on to do these other things later on in a relationship, you kind of false marketing on it. So yeah, that's how I feel about it, man. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section, man. Let me know if you think I was wrong. If you think I was wrong, I wasn't. That's to let you know there, man. I'm clued up on this, man. I've been around a long time and I'm experienced, and me and my missus got a happy relationship. You know what I mean? It's one of those. I think the organicness of life's gone now, isn't it? There's not... remember when there was boundaries without having to say too much? So I'm not saying not communicate with your partner and stuff like that, but there used to be boundaries where it's an unwritten rule to certain things. And now it's this thing where if you don't do this individually and say it word for word, I'm going to go and do this. And then you're just like, well, you don't respect me, innit? And that's how I live my life, man. My missus, I love you very much. Go and do exactly whatever you want to do. If I don't agree with it, there might be the one-off time where it's miscommunication. You thought that I was okay with that. That's never happened to us, but if it did, it would be understandable. But there will be times when I'll just sit back, and if something went wrong, which also has never happened to me, I'll just sit back and go, listen, you obviously don't respect me if you thought this was okay. It's one of those, man. Anyway, I've been your boy Savage. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Don't want anything in the comment section again. Long ass video, man. In 15 minutes. But hey, it's fun, man. You know what I mean? I like these. Everyone that's sending me reaction stuff and that. I'm here. Got time on my hands and that. You know what I mean? I'm in between writing personal training plans and that. I'm here for it, man.